everyone, and welcome to the Business Fundamentals Specialist video series. Today we'll be going over Human Resources Management, the basics. First, let's start with the Human Resources Management overview. The human resource is a unique and valuable one that companies need to conduct business, interact with customers, and essentially get the work done. As an employee, the term human resources never really resonated with me or made much sense, but the application and real sense of importance comes into play when you are involved in the HR department in any way, either that be through interviewing, helping with job listings, or recruiting. And of course, after reading informational pieces on HR, this all makes a lot more sense, and the importance really comes through. I remember simply going along with everyone else who had to deal with HR and really just knew them as the people I had to contact if I were in trouble, wanted to talk about, potential harassment, etc. They were to talk to, they were the people to go to, the mediators, also the people who handed out reprimands. And they were overall the parental figures of the business whom even our managers answered to. Today, as a working professional, HR makes much more sense, and in this video we'll be going over the basic functions of the HR department. So some basic functions. HR serves many functions in a business, primarily in three areas or phases, and these phases are included in what is referred to as Human Resources Management, HRM, which consists of all of the activities involved in acquiring, maintaining, and developing an organization's human resources. And the reason for this picture was really to show that human resources acts as a tool to put together the pieces where you have employees who know what they're good at, know what they like, but maybe don't know how to advance upon those skills or expertise areas. So HR really serves as a source of solution making, where they find the people that are best fit for these positions, work on creating a training program or something similar to help them really grow their skills, and also works on making them happy as is a big function of HR. So based on what we just talked about then, it makes sense that the three phases of the HRM program is acquiring human resources, maintaining human resources, and developing human resources. The first phase, the acquiring phase, consists of 5 sections. As you can see on your screen: HR planning, job analysis, recruiting, selection, and orientation. And, logically it makes sense that these are part of the acquiring phase. HR planning is where the needs of future human resources are determined. This is usually done with other executives and other management that really evaluate where the company is going and what sort of human resources or labor sources that they'll need in the future. The job analysis is then identifying the areas where jobs will need to be filled and where jobs will be opened. Oftentimes, too, this is taken into consideration when employees are either requiring that they leave or are getting ready to retire. Recruiting is simply the process of finding people and really attracting people to apply for positions. Selection is the process of choosing and hiring the most qualified candidates. And this goes with a small caveat. We're looking for the most qualified applicants, but also the applicants that make the best choice and really make the most sense to be put into a position. It's not really based on, their expertise or their qualifications, but really who makes the most sense to fit into a position. So we have to take into account many things aside from their expertise and as well as their qualifications. And lastly is orientation. After hiring a new employee, they need to get acclimated with the new firm and everything that revolves around doing business in the company. The second phase is the maintaining phase. This is essentially the 3 steps of employee relations, compensation, and benefits. In the maintaining phase, HRM creates programs to encourage employees to stay with the firm and to work effectively. And so they include activities like creating employee job satisfaction through surveys, employee communication programs, rewarding employees with monetary payments, which is essentially the reason most of us get jobs, and also through benefits, which is healthcare, retirement, 401k investment areas, things like that. Other perks can include retreats or other little benefits that you can include in there. And these are really to keep your best employees working for you and to encourage them to not leave, which is a large thing that companies can be worried about, especially when they have employees who have a great skill, are very experienced, and are a perfect fit for a position that could really vary between, any number of companies that they could go to. The third phase is the development phase. This is an important phase, as are all of them, but this is where HR is concerned with improving employee skills and capabilities. And, this objective and this concern is carried out through these two steps, which is training and development and performance appraisal. And this is something I sort of touched on in the beginning, where really building upon an employee's already inherent skills, HR can create an employee that is more valuable to a company, and through that training, which can be included in a benefit in the maintaining phase, employees are maybe more likely to stick around and more likely to continue working for the company that has helped create them and has helped advance them in their learning. So training and development, essentially teaching employees new skills, teaching them how to do new jobs, and also teaching them more effective ways of doing their present jobs. Performance appraisal is the assessment of employees' current and potential performance levels. So employers are really able to take into account everything an employee is able to do. And these can be considered like evaluations that happen periodically throughout an employee's lifetime at a company. I see this as the step in which AR sort of steps up to assist employees in becoming more valuable and more knowledgeable in general, but this also helps keep the company advancing with the right employees who have the right sort of knowledge, so long as the employer instills the right knowledge in these employees. And as I mentioned before, HR serves many, many functions for a company, and there are a lot of reasons for these phases. To advance the workforce, to retain employees and lower turnover rates, to have content and satisfied employees, to find the right employees who are the best fit, to meet demands and change the way employees were treated in the past, which is a huge reason for many, many laws and many measures being passed and things like that. And lastly, to help propel the economy. Without a workforce that's happy to work and that will stay in a company, businesses really have no chance of thriving. To provide jobs that people want to work, companies have to do things like we've just gone over here to ensure that needs are being met and that people are content with working in the company. Also, too, as I mentioned, there have been many laws passed to improve working conditions, increase equality, and to give employees power they deserve as the working force behind any company. These things here on the screen are just a few reasons companies should pay attention to their employees and further enhance their business, but it should really stem from the overall desire to do the right thing and to do right by one's workers. HRM really serves as the overall management of any program and any business plan that's in place to ensure that the company is treating employees correctly, that employees have a safe place to go if they feel they're being treated unequally, and it serves as a great place for real change to start. And it's really the first place companies need to go to figure out, how am I going to fill this position? Because I know I need someone to, carry out task A, B, and C. I need HR to help me find that person. So that kind of concludes our HRM overview. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at ashley@businesstraining.com, and also post any questions to the forum if you have any, and feel free to answer any questions that you may see. Thanks, guys.